What makes Obsession so deeply unsettling is that it understands the existential horror of self-authorship. I think on a basic human level, we all have this desire to be creative, to be our authentic selves. But as soon as we are born, we're sort of thrust into this society that forces us into these socially legible boxes. And over time, we just lose this interest in ourselves, this interest in interrogating our desires deeply enough to form an authentic self. That unexpressed self, that creative energy curdles and it mutates into domination, envy, and control. And not because we're cartoon villains, but because the unlived self becomes hungry. And I feel like this hunger is externalized in this entity that has possessed Nikki. The scene at the restaurant is probably the most revealing scenes in the entire film for me because this is when the entity confronts Bear about his authentic self. She asks him a deceptively simple question: what do you want to be when you grow up? He responds by describing where he would likely end up, being a mechanic working for his dad. But then she interrupts him and she asks, no, I'm not asking you where you think you're going to end up. I'm asking you what would make you happy, what would make Baron Bailey happiest doing for the rest of his life. And his answer is devastatingly empty. He says he wants a house, maybe in Fairhope, a few kids. And that's the true horror of his character, the fact that Bear is fundamentally uninterested in himself. Because he hasn't developed a meaningful relationship with himself, he's obsessed with consuming somebody else who has. And that's why he covets Nikki, not because he loves her, but because she possesses the selfhood that he lacks. And this is why I love Nikki's characterization at the beginning, because we get to see at least a glimpse of who she was before the wish. During the car scene when they're talking about love, I think that was a very interesting philosophical argument. The fact that Bear thinks that love and romance are the same things is absolutely freaking hilarious, because love comes in many forms. You can have love for somebody else, but you can also have love for your craft. And this is something that Nikki deeply understands. The fact that she is willing to sacrifice certainty by quitting her job in pursuit of her creativity in order to connect with her authentic self is very telling. And it's a wonderful juxtaposition of the two characters. They're both fundamentally different. And Bear can't understand why she would ever quit a job. In fact, his response is, it's just a job, Nikki. A job is designed to be inherently soul-sucking. But he can't grasp this because he doesn't understand the process of self-creation. He only understands acquisition and control. And I think this is why The Wish is cursed, because deep down he resents the fact that authenticity requires labor, and that Nikki is willing to go through discomfort in order to transform herself. And he wants transformation handed to him. He doesn't want to do the work of self-discovery, and he resents her for having the courage to do so.